Hey guys, Tech Flash here. So if you remember a few days back, I uploaded a video on the Asus Zenfone 8 and today we have another Zenfone 8, but this time we have it with a little bit of a twist because as you can probably see, this has the word flip on the box, which I'll explain in a little bit. Now, the interesting thing is that last year Asus launched a phone with a flip camera which was called the Zenfone Pro, which had a similar flip camera to it. This year, however, we have the flip camera on the Zenfone 8. So in other words, you can consider this as the Pro version to the Zenfone lineup. The phone we have today is the upper variant to the Zenfone 8. This comes with a 6.67-inch display and it also comes with 256 gigs of internal storage, although there is a 128 gig version of the phone if you're interested in that. Additionally, the phone also has 5G connectivity with dual SIM support. It also has the Snapdragon 888, so there's no doubt that this is a proper flagship device. It also comes with 8 gigs of RAM, and an interesting thing that's also included in the box is actually the bumper case, which I will show you here in a little bit. Opening up the box, we see the booklet which has the Defy Ordinary slogan, which tells you that this isn't your everyday phone. We also see the SIM ejector pin, some paperwork, and the bumper case, which is quite unique. On the back side of the case, we have kind of like a slider button which serves as a lock to the flip camera and will prevent it from opening. The case was actually made in a way that it doesn't really force your camera to not open, so it somehow is not really restraining the movement of the camera if that's what you're worried about. Further inside the box, we see the charger, which is a 30-watt fast charger, although we would like to see a higher watt charger included, but anyway, that's what we get for now. We also get the charging cable, which is a Type-C to Type-C. Talking about the phone itself, there are a couple of basic highlights which I'd like to point out. Starting with the screen, you have an AMOLED display which luckily has a 90 Hz fast refresh rate, although I think it's time that we started to see 120 Hz on the phones, especially ones that are made for gaming. We do get an in-display fingerprint sensor as well, which is good to see. Another great feature is that there's no front camera located anywhere on the phone, and that's probably the standout feature of this. There is no notch of any sort, it's just all screen. And the reason for that is that the actual back camera of the phone acts as a front camera, which may not make sense to you at the moment, but let me show you. If you open up the camera app and click on the front camera, you will see that the back camera actually flips to the front, which is why the phone is called the Zenfone 8 Flip. A great thing about this is that you're getting a really good quality front camera because normally front cameras are not that high end, but with this you have all the functionalities of a great back camera, including an ultra wide mode and a zoom mode. Another really cool thing is that since this is an 8K camera, your front videos will also be shot in 8K, which I can safely say no front camera currently has this type of resolution. One more thing is that you can actually open up the back camera at various angles, so instead of you having to tilt your phone, you can have your flip camera do that for you, which is unnecessary, but you have that functionality if you want it. Now I'll show you what happens when the bumper case is on the phone. If I switch the lock and try to open the camera, you'll see that it gives me a notification that tells me to unlock the latch, which is a very small feature, but it's nice to see the attention to detail given here. Additionally, this phone has all the same gaming modes that you would get from the Asus Zenfone 8. If you saw in my previous video, you'll see that this phone is actually a proper ROG type phone. And one thing I did like in particular is that this phone is actually made to look and feel really premium. Both front and back have a Gorilla Glass and the sides are actually made up of aluminum. Also on the sides, you will see a small LED charging indicator, which is common to see in Asus, especially when they are releasing a new premium gaming device. This phone also comes with a pair of stereo speakers on both sides, which are actually really loud to say the least. One more thing that I wanted to point out is that you may think this little hole in the back is the microphone, but the actual microphone is hidden behind the camera, and if we open it up, you can see it exposes itself behind the actual camera, which by the way, I should mention before I forget to tell you that the main camera has a 64 megapixel sensor. Coming to a conclusion, I saw no flaw in this phone and I would actually consider buying this phone for myself. In my opinion, this is a phone which provides you with everything that a flagship phone would also provide. And I actually compare this to the OnePlus because we're getting so many exciting features in a very reasonable price. The phone also runs on Android, which looks like a very stock version of Android to me. Anyway, if you're looking for a phone that gives you some exotic features with great performance, then I would highly recommend the Zenfone 8 Flip. You're getting everything that you would from any flagship phone out there with a couple of unique twists. So that'll be all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please drop a like and remember to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you haven't seen my previous video on the Zenfone 8, please go check that out. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.